Good morning and welcome to Osceola County. I'm your chairman, Brandon Arrington. Obviously, a lot of us woke up today to different circumstances than we started or ended our day with yesterday. I'm specifically one of those individuals, as I had to be rescued from my house this morning in order to be here. We are continuing, as we stated yesterday, to see historic rise in flooding throughout Osceola County for the over 15 inches of rain we received. And not only we received, but the Orange County and Seminole County north of us had also received. Our main focus this morning continues to be the rising waters and water rescues across Osceola County. Our first responders, fire rescue teams, the sheriff and his deputies, Wild Florida, and the National Guard worked through the night rescuing folks from several areas across Osceola, and that includes the Good Samaritan Village and as well the Poinciana area. We announced the mandatory evacuation of Good Sam yesterday. New this morning, due to the rising waters, there is a voluntary evacuation for Shingle Creek Reserve at the Oaks. If evacuation assistance is needed, dial 911. When evacuating, please no wake when driving. Every time you drive through rising waters, you just push it further into people's homes, cars, and yards as well. So please drive slow if you are driving through waters that have risen. Areas still experiencing extreme historic levels of flooding include Shingle Creek, portions of Point Aventura Lakes, Pebble Point, and other low-lying and flood-prone areas like parts of Poinciana. Waters continue to flow south from Seminole and Orange County along Shingle, Boggy Creek, and Reedy Creek. We're estimating East Lake Toho and Lake Toho water levels could rise another 2 feet and will not crest for another 4 days. I want to repeat that. The water levels could rise another 2 feet and will not crest for another 4 days. Places that have never experienced flooding are now experiencing flooding. I can tell you as a native Osceola County resident, I have never seen so much water throughout our community. I've never seen our creeks as high as they are today. So please take our warnings and heed them if necessary. We can't say this enough. If you're near the bodies of water and do expect water levels to continue to rise for the next several days at least, you can, please look to evacuate. Some good news, sandbag operations will resume at the St. Cloud Civic Center and at OHP today at 2 p.m. So if you are one of those low-lying areas and think sandbags can benefit you in protecting your home, please make sure you go to one of those two sites. This morning we can announce the U.S. Corps of Engineers is on its way to help with pumping in the hardest hit areas. We will be partnering with the organization Crisis Cleanup to assist residents. They will help connect disaster survivors with volunteers willing to help after Ian's devastation. We're also working to launch a mass feeding center for those needing a nice meal. More details on both those efforts to come later. Another important announcement we want to share, anyone who is needing to move into a shelter, please do so as soon as possible. Do not wait until it is too late. The Kissimmee Civic Center is now our recovery center and opens today at noon. Again, the Kissimmee Civic Center will serve as the Osceola County shelter as we continue recovery efforts. Many of you have reached out to ask how you can make donations, and at this time, we are asking for monetary donations through osceolaready.org/donate. They will make sure the donations are used to buy the specific items needed for those affected by Hurricane Ian. KUA continues working to restore power. Right now, at about 1,600 homes are still in the dark under the service, and we are continuing to work with OUC and Duke to make sure all residents have their power restored. We want to continue reminding everyone to stay off flooded roads. Not only is it dangerous, but it takes away from critical resources if they are needed to rescue. Obviously, a lot of folks are interested to hear what is happening and what participation we are receiving from South Florida Water Management District, and at this time I will read a statement they have provided to the county. Hurricane Ian brought historic amounts of rain to northern Osceola County and overwhelmed with local drainage systems. The South Florida Water Management District is supporting the local drainage systems by working around the clock to move water through the interconnected Kissimmee chain of lakes system. Lake levels are anticipated to continue to rise as stormwater runoff continues to make its way through local drainage systems. The district has deployed temporary pumps and open structures to drain these lakes as quickly as possible. And once again, I want to reiterate that all of the locks are open to move the water as fast as possible from Lake Toho down south to other areas where they have more capacity. So we are all working hand in hand, state, federal, and local officials, to make sure we can get as quick as recovery and also diminish whatever negative impacts may be possible through rising waters here in Osceola County. At this time, I'm going to invite Melissa Zayas Moreno to provide these comments in Spanish. Melissa.
Thank you, Chairman. Nuestro enfoque principal esta mañana sigue siendo la subida de las aguas y los rescates en el condado Osceola. Nuestros equipos de primeros auxilios, equipos de rescate de bomberos, el alguacil y sus ayudantes, Wild Florida y la Guardia Nacional trabajaron durante toda la noche rescatando gente de varias áreas del condado Osceola. Esto incluye el Good Samaritan y el área de Poinciana. Anunciamos los desalojos obligatorios en Good Samaritan, ayer viernes 30 de septiembre. Nuevo esta mañana, debido a la subida de las aguas, hay una evacuación voluntaria para Shingle Creek Reserve and the Oaks y se necesita ayuda para desalojar. Recuerde que puede marcar el 911 y al desalojar se le pide a las personas que por favor no conduzcan rápido para que así no mueva el agua hacia las residencias. Por favor, vaya lento. Las áreas que siguen experimentando niveles históricos extremos de inundación incluyen Shingle Creek, partes de Buenaventura Lakes, Pebble Point y otras áreas bajas y propensas a las inundaciones como partes de Poinciana. El agua sigue fluyendo hacia el sur desde Seminole y el condado Orange a lo largo de Shingle Creek, Boggy y Reedy Creeks. Estamos estimando que los niveles de agua del lago Toho Este, que es en el área de St. Cloud, y del lago Toho, que está en el área de Kissimmee, podrían subir otros 2 pies y no llegarán a su cresta hasta dentro de 4 días. Repito, esto se espera que llegue a su cresta hasta dentro de 4 días. Lugares que nunca han experimentado inundaciones, ahora están experimentando estas inundaciones. No podemos decirlo lo suficiente. Si usted está cerca de los cuerpos de agua, esperamos que los niveles de agua puedan aumentar durante los próximos días, por lo menos, así que mucha cautela. Las operaciones de sacos de arena se reanudarán en el Centro Cívico de St. Cloud y en Osceola Heritage Park. Repito, las operaciones de sacos de arena se reanudarán en el Centro Cívico de St. Cloud y en el Osceola Heritage Park hoy a las 2 de la tarde. Esta mañana podemos anunciar que el Cuerpo de Ingenieros de Estados Unidos está en camino para ayudar con el bombeo de las zonas más afectadas. Y nos asociaremos también con la organización Crisis Cleanup para ayudar a los residentes afectados. Ayudarán a poner en contacto a los afectados del desastre con voluntarios que estén dispuestos a ayudar tras la devastación del huracán Ian aquí en nuestra zona. También estamos trabajando para poner en marcha un centro de alimentación masiva para aquellos que necesitan un buen plato de comida. Más adelante daremos más detalles sobre ambas iniciativas. Otro anuncio importante que queremos compartir con ustedes es que cualquier persona que necesite trasladarse a un refugio, por favor, hágalo cuanto antes. No espere hasta que sea demasiado tarde. El Centro Cívico de Kissimmee es ahora nuestro centro de recuperación y este abre a mediodía. Repito nuevamente, el Centro Cívico de Kissimmee es ahora nuestro centro de recuperación y este abre hoy a mediodía. Nuevamente, el Centro Cívico servirá como refugio del condado Osceola mientras continuamos con los esfuerzos de recuperación. Y muchos de ustedes han contactado preguntando cómo pueden hacer donaciones. Y ya lo hemos estado anunciando en las pasadas horas, pero en este momento estamos pidiendo donaciones monetarias a través de osceola.ready.org/donate. Este se escribe Osceola, redi.org/donate o dónate, y se asegurarán de que las donaciones que ustedes hagan se utilicen para comprar los artículos específicos necesarios para los afectados por el huracán Ian. Kissimmee Utility Authority, CUA, por sus siglas en inglés, sigue también trabajando para poder restablecer el suministro eléctrico. Y en estos momentos, unos 1.600 hogares siguen a oscuras sin este servicio. Pero queremos decirle que queremos seguir recordándole a todo el mundo que se mantenga alejado de las carreteras que están inundadas en nuestra área. No solo es peligroso, sino que además quita recursos críticos en caso de que tengan que ser rescatados. Así que mucha precaución en esas carreteras inundadas y por favor visite alertosceola.org para cualquier información. Todos los gobiernos están trabajando juntos para poder mantener ese nivel de agua bajo y poder ayudar a las personas afectadas. Muchas gracias.
Any questions at this time?
So, still at no fatalities in Osceola County, correct?
That is my understanding still.
And so, I know the school district's not here right now, but with some of the flooding still coming into play, are we hearing anything from the school district as far as how that might interrupt starting back up on Tuesday?
I have not, Phil, if you would like to speak to that. No, that's perfect.
We talked
No, yeah, no problem, Keith. Yeah, there is a couple schools that's got some damage and some entry points, so Dr. Pace is evaluating. So they might have to transition some of the students to other locations. Their plan is right now to open on Tuesday.
No further questions? Thank you so much for coming out this morning. And once again, folks, if you are being reached out to for a voluntary evacuation due to future flooding or existing flooding in your community, please heed those warnings, specifically if you are someone that is going to need emergency response service. Because obviously, once roadways become impassable, ambulances and our first responders are going to have a much harder time getting to you. So please heed those warnings. Thank you, and stay safe.
Disaster, and we are here supporting our state and local partners, and thank you to our partners here in Osceola County for having us here today to assist survivors on the road to recovery as quickly as possible. There is a good news story. People are already being helped across the state. As of this morning, over 81,000 people have registered for assistance through FEMA. Now, within this branch here, there have been 4 counties that have been approved for this assistance. That's Orange County, Osceola, Seminole, and Volusia. If you're in one of those counties, you can apply for assistance if you've been affected by this disaster. There's a few ways you could do that. The first way is visiting disasterassistance.gov. That's disasterassistance.gov. The second is a phone number, and that phone number is 1-800-621-FEMA. That's 1-800-621-FEMA. FEMA being 3362. And then finally, there is an application you can find for your smartphone, and you can download that and apply on there as well. So again, within this branch, if you're within Orange County, Osceola, Seminole, or Volusia, and you've been affected and impacted by this disaster, please, please, please apply as soon as possible to take advantage of the resources out there. And with that, I'll turn it back to the chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, and we're so excited to have FEMA here already assisting our community. And once again, thank you guys. Please heed the warnings that are out there, and once again, stay safe. Thanks so much. Have a great day.